All right, so here we go. Let me put the speaker view on. All right, so guys, what we're going to talk about tonight is really what it takes to get from zero to director or zero to free car in 6 months. It's a decision. I've said this before. If you go around at a big event and you ask every single sales director how long it took her, she is not going to tell you how long she's been in, from the time she got in till the time she's become a sales director or a free car driver. She's going to tell you 6 months. Everybody says that because it's the moment that you make up your mind. It's the decision that's made in your heart, in your mind, and you get that laser focused look. You get that. You become like a racehorse, and racehorses wear those blinders so that they don't see beside them to the left or to the right, so they don't slow down and just run with the crowd. They're an eagle. They run their own race, so they keep their blinders on. And so it's 6 months. So tonight I am not going to go over the qualifications, because I think that's where so many directors go wrong, is they keep telling the consultants what the qualifications are. And I wish honestly that everybody was on tonight, because everybody needs this. What you need to know to be where you want to be between now and 6 months is that skill of doing the work that gets you there. What work is it that gets you there? It's that daily grind. Like I said, tonight is not about your qualifications. It's about the activity that will get you to that point. And I'm going to give you the formula that I followed. And I know Tammy is going to tell you the same thing. Success in this business, though, requires a skill that's really not taught a lot anymore, or it's not used. And it's the skill of plant, cultivate, and harvest. We are all in such an instant world right now that we've lost the understanding of cultivate. And so what we're doing is we go from plant to the expectations of harvest. And we have this instant everything. Instant breakfast, instant coffee, instant information, instant news, 24/7. Everything is instant. And so we expect instant results. And that's why so many people fail in this business, okay? Or we'll just say quit, because there's really no way to fail unless you quit, because it's like chopping wood. You keep chopping wood, eventually the tree is going to fall. Your tree is not going to fall on that very first chop. You have to keep chopping and keep chopping and keep chopping, and then the tree falls. So what was happening is, with this instant society and the fact that we've taken the whole cultivating out of our routine, is we're coming close to losing touch with reality. Hang on for a second. Janet's coming in. So we're coming close to losing touch with reality and thinking that we have access to an instant life. Most people don't give the power of time. They don't understand the power of time, and they don't give it the time it needs to kick in. And our business is just like chopping wood. How you can't go in and say, I'm only going to swing this axe 3 times and this tree better fall. That's not how it works. And so the power of time in our business is about you chopping that wood, doing those daily things. Our business is always simple. It's never changed. It's been the same for 57 years. You book, you coach the class, you sell, you recruit. Book, coach, sell, recruit. Book, coach, sell, recruit. Over and over. You don't veer from that, ever. That's all our business is. And so it's that small daily disciplines, though, and the daily habits that leads you to success. But not doing those things, the daily disciplines, the daily habits, also lead you to failure. That is that fine line. There is such a fine line between success and failure. But you get to choose. You get to choose what side of the fence you're on by being disciplined. It's easy to do, and it's easy not to do. Now I'm rereading that book, Slight Edge, that I know that I keep shoving down everybody's throat. But this is exactly, that book is made for our business. It's our business to a T. And it's actually got me exercising again. Just daily little things. And like today, just checking off that. Did I do it for 15 minutes? Yes, I did. You start with small things. It might just be one push-up. I know that sounds funny, but when you're my age, one push-up requires a lot of energy. But you start with one push-up today, and then do that for 3 days, and then on your 4th day, maybe do 2 push-ups, and then 3 more days, do 2 push-ups. Daily little disciplines. Just like eating that cheeseburger and fries today didn't kill you today, but if you do that every day for 20 years, it can kill you, okay? Those are bad habits. You've got good habit decisions and you have bad habit decisions. And so those daily decisions, thinking about everything you do daily, makes a difference. Every decision that you have to make, good or bad, will affect you at some point. You may not see it right now. Like, I don't see the results from my one push-up right now, but 6 months down the road, I will. Doing that one booking a day, you may not see that discipline at the end of this week, but 6 months down the road, when you're a sales director and you say, I made that booking attempt every single day. It's not about if you got the booking. It's that you made that booking attempt today and you were able to check that off. For those of you who are check off the box kind of people, this system is right up your alley, okay? So easy, it's so easy. These things are so easy to do, but people don't do them because they're so easy, because they don't see that quantum leap. But when you make that daily booking attempt every single day, eventually, like I said, 6 months down the road, you're going to see the results. You may not see it today or tomorrow. You might get no, no, no. And then your 4th attempt on Thursday might be a yes. But people want that quantum leap. They want that instant success. And so they quit before they've given time enough. They've given time enough time to do its job. And I'm going to use Kathy as an example here, because as I give you the formula for what I did to get to sales director and earn my first car, it was just 2 parties a week and then some fillers, okay? Kathy has focused on just 4 parties a month and some fillers. And you guys can see what she's already done, okay? And so if you double that rate of success, you could see where that could take you, okay? So what do you really have to do for 6 months to become a sales director or earn your first car? Daily booking attempts, okay? Like I said, it doesn't mean everyone is going to book with you. My odds of booking, it was always 1 out of 4, okay? So 3 of those people were going to say no, okay? You've got to get okay with the no's. And so it's people that have never, and we're going to talk about this in a second, people that have never really experienced a lot of failures, like they were never really on a team where you had, if you were on a team sport, you know how to win and you know how to lose. But I found that there's a lot of young women that have never been on a team. And so they actually get to this point where they've started Mary Kay and they've never experienced not winning, or they didn't really know they weren't winning. They may have had a participation trophy or whatever, or they may have just kind of sailed through high school, sailed through college. The parents, made sure that they propped them up, and they get to this business and, they crash because they got some disappointments. They, got some no's and they can't handle it, or they missed their first goal. I've had people that quit because they missed their first goal and they've never missed a goal before. We're going to talk about those kind of people in just a second. But daily booking attempts, doesn't mean that everybody's going to book with you. 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4 may say yes. 3 out of 4 is going to say no. It's not the 3 no's that matter. Hear me again. It is not the 3 no's that matter. It's the one yes. The no's will not kill you, but the yeses will rock your world. You don't ever hear me talking about all the no's. There are always going to be more no's. There are always going to be more goals missed than I've ever hit. You are always going to have more goals missed than you've hit, because you actually fail forward. You cannot get to success without failing, okay? I didn't hit Cadillac in June, but I hit Traverse. I still won, but I actually won, but I missed my goal. And that's the beauty of this business. Daily booking attempts is the chopping the wood mentality, okay? Mary Kay herself used to say these words: "My knees are bloodier than yours because I have fallen down more times." I can say this too. My knees are bloodier than yours because I have fallen down more times. I have missed more goals than you have, and that is why I have the cars that I have. I make the money that I make because I have paid my dues. I have taken the no's and let them roll off my back and celebrated the yeses, okay? You have to celebrate the yeses, and you have to say next on the no's, or you've got to get that tough skin. Chopping the wood mentality. Booking the daily bookings and doing those helps you to master your skill of booking. You have to master this. You cannot get into the position of being a leader without being able to teach what you know. And so I'm just going to tell you, you are going to fall down and you have to get back up. And that's what's going to make you interesting. That's what's going to make you a great leader. Learning how to change things up, changing your words based on their personalities. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a second. You do learn more from your failures than you will ever learn from your successes. We know that. And here's what I was going to say about people who have never never failed, and they've always been or they think they've always been successful. You show me a person who has never failed, and I bet you she's really not successful, nor is she very interesting, and she has nothing to offer, and she is unrelatable. I bet you know people like that, people that life's always been really easy for them. Everything's been handed to them. Everything just seems easy. Those people are not fun. I have a friend like that. She was raised wealthy. Everything was set for her, and she couldn't work this business because she got into DIQ in her first month. She dropped out, and she couldn't handle it. If she had just owned the skill of falling down and getting back up, and she was a mother, her family had propped her up all the way through. I'm not going to get into it because we're recording, but she wasn't even very interesting. She didn't know how to loosen up, didn't know how to have fun. She's, life, sometimes life just makes you relatable. And so take it and run with it and learn from it. Playing small, and you got to go big. Playing small and safe helps nobody. You got to go big or go home, because that's where you're going to learn the most, is when you just swing for the fence. Always swing for the fence. The test of a leader or a future leader is, can she spin on the dime? And that's with your booking scripts. So, because that's what we're talking about right now, is everybody's like, well, nobody's booked. I tell people all the time about Mary Kay, and nobody's booking with me. I'm talking to them about the product. Stop talking so much. Change your script. Okay. I'm gonna give you some suggestions. You can change your script. You got to be able to change it fast to fit the personality. And that's where it comes with knowing the personality and knowing the disc. Tammy and I witnessed that this week without revealing too much. We actually witnessed a very high C personality who needed more information. And once she got all the information to read, she was able to make a decision. You've got to know those personalities, because There are personalities from the DISC that learn by hearing, and then some that learn by seeing. And so you're talking and talking and talking, but there are certain personalities, they're not receiving it. They have to see it. And so when you're talking about booking and the products, sometimes they just need to know what's involved. And so knowing those personalities will really help your booking attempts. Your booking attempts daily creates daily habits that help create muscle memory. So when you've got that muscle memory and you got to spin on a dime because you're talking to a different personality, you can say, like, you might know she's very proud of her home at Christmas. She has 8 Christmas trees. You might say something like, I'm working on a big goal. I know you have a beautiful home at Christmas. I would love to show off your home. Why don't we do a party? It would help me. You get to entertain. You know her love language. And so knowing that, you can spin on a dime and you can tell your hostess what it does, how it helps you, and boom, you got a new booking. Help it Having that muscle memory helps you to be able to tweak your words on it, spinning on a dime. Okay. Booking is skill based. So once you own the skill of booking, you are home free. But that skill comes from that daily discipline of making that one booking attempt a day. Make the numbers work for you. Okay. So make the numbers work for you. No matter what the results, the activity will always generate the results that you need. Easy to do and easy not to do. Let's talk about where we book from in the very beginning of our business, our hot list. Everybody that we know is skin. And I've taught you guys to separate it, A and B. Your A is your chicken list, and your B is your go-to people that you know will help you. You always start from your A list because they're the ones that intimidate you the most. But sometimes make it about you. Know your numbers. You've got to know how many booking attempts you make to get one booking, so that like, if your goal is to have 6 to 8 parties a week, then you know how many booking attempts you need to make. So if it's 1 out of 4, and then you need to do 4 times 6, that's 24 attempts. Okay, that's almost 1 a day. Go ahead and do 30. That's going to give you 8 parties, so that when 2 cancel or 3 cancel, you're still hitting. Okay, and then you've got your fillers. So knowing your number and how many attempts you need to make. So here's what I used to do. I didn't have that daily thing. I'm just going to be real. The daily thing didn't work for me. So I would do these mass bookings on Sunday nights and Wednesdays. Okay. And I would get all booked up. One of the times I remember was I was working from a bridal list. And every Sunday night and Wednesday, I would go down and I could book, I think it was 1 out of 10. These were leads from a bridal fair, so they didn't really know me. So my booking odds were like 1 out of 10. And I knew that I had to call 10 to get 1. And I knew that I was book up for the month. And then I would book 2 Sundays and 2 Wednesdays. And then the other 2 Sundays, other 2 Wednesdays, I was working. I was holding the appointments. And so I didn't have to book every day, and I didn't have to book every Sunday. I mass booked, and I got the appointments that I needed to do the activity. And so that's how you can change it up a little bit if that 1 a day doesn't fit into your personality, like it didn't fit into my personality. Because with kids running around and doing things that I had to do, stopping and doing that 1 attempt, I like doing them all at once. Plus, I loved going down into my office because the kids were little, and I could go down, and it gave me my hour to 2 hours. I would take my coffee, and my office was clean, and I could book, and I enjoyed that time. And so I enjoyed the space that I was around. So for me, it was all about having a space that I enjoyed, and I value that time. I mean, as I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh, I love those booking days. you've got to find that sweet spot for yourself. With this business, there are things that you might not always love to do. You don't have to do them forever. You just have to do them now. The season that I'm in my business right now is I don't have to personally book right now. I can get myself all booked up. I am a really, really good booker, okay? But if I booked myself up, I would not be able to help you guys. And when you're a sales director, you know that there are seasons when you are in and out of the field. And that should bring you guys joy if for those of you who want to be a sales director, to know that there are times where you don't have to work your personal business because you are helping to grow your team and help them, and the money is still the same if not more. But my reorder business brings me in the instant money that covers all my prizes for my consultants, for you guys, and things like that. So because I've done the work, I can help you guys in the field more. When I spend some of you off to be sales directors, that's where I will get back out in the field myself and grow my base again. So you come in and out of the field. And so if there are things about being a consultant that you just don't enjoy, then know that you don't have to do them forever. You just have to do them now to get to where you want. I used to not like the skincare class. I was a facial girl. Remember, I'm not a big crowd girl. I'm a one-on-one girl. But because I started working really hard at being fun and energy giving and energizing at that skincare class, and it was almost like a performance, I fell in love with the skincare class, and I love the skincare class. So part of me not liking it was the fact that I wasn't really good at it. And so as you kind of master the skills of your Mary Kay, you will enjoy. So if let's say you don't enjoy booking, maybe look at your area and your surroundings and why you don't enjoy it. Or you might not feel like you're not really that good at it yet. That's where it comes to making those daily attempts and doing it over and over and over, just like I did with the skincare class, and mastering it and building up that muscle memory. Okay. So, all right, so let's move on from there. So it has to be a daily discipline. Make the numbers work for you. No matter what the results, the activity, like I said, will always eventually generate the results. Easy to do, easy not to do. So when you don't do it, you don't get the results. But if you do those daily things for 6 months, you're going to eventually see it. There's no quantum leap. There's no such thing as quantum leap. Quantum leap is oh, I don't even know the word. All right, here we go. Let's talk about your hot list, okay? That's what everybody starts with. Your hot list, your A list, your B list. So what's your numbers? You've got to make enough booking attempts to know your numbers and how many it's going to take, okay? So you've got that. So what if your hot list is a dud? Let's say my list was a dud. Maybe changing up your words a little bit, okay? Like I said, making it about you, letting them know your goal, put it out there. Now, if you want to be a sales director and that's your main goal, that was my main goal. Earning a car was not my main goal. It was a sales director. So DIQ, nobody knew what the heck that was. And so when I would make it about me, I wouldn't say director. I would say, I'm trying to go on target for my first Mary Kay car. Can you help me? I need 10 parties booked. Because you're really only 10 to 15 parties away when you work the numbers from being a full circle parties, from being on target and earning your first car, okay? When you work at full circle. And so make it about earning the car, even if your goal is to be a sales director, because the world doesn't understand Mary Kay sales directors. We know what it is. We know the benefits, but make it about the car. But make your goal about you to your hot list. If you're struggling with your hot list and you can't get anybody to help, Make it about you. And then look at their personalities and then figure out what their hot button is, and then be able, remember, spin it, spin it, spin it, spin your script, change your script up. And like I mentioned before, stop trying to verbally sell people on the product. Show them by your face, the change in your face, your image. Put the product on the face and the product will do its job. Okay. So with the referral list, from that referral list, those sheets that we do, those bookings, the best I ever did was 1 out of 20 on my first point of contact. Okay. Your second and third point of contact is the same amount of numbers, and the fourth, but the fifth and sixth point of contact is where you get 80% of the bookings. So go back and reevaluate those referral sheets. It's okay if they text you and said, I'm not interested, mark them off. Do not do the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth point of contact. This is a proven marketing strategy. The fifth and sixth point of contact, you will get 80% of the bookings. Okay. So those are not all lost. I never throw a single one away. All right. So 2 parties a week for 6 months. 6 months is all I did to become a sales director. 2 parties and fillers. So fillers are facials and on the goes. Okay. I had 2 parties and fillers, and consistently for 6 months, that is how I became a sales director. It's that simple. It's that simple. It doesn't change. That's what most people will tell you. All right, so here, let's talk about this. So now, if that doesn't work, let's see, if your hot list is a dud list and that doesn't work, change up your words. Like I said, you're not going to get rich off your family and friends, okay? That is the first lesson in Mary Kay that we all know. Unfortunately, the people who love you the most usually support you the least, and that is unfortunate. But once you master the skill of booking from the bookings, it will give you the escape hatch that you need to get out of that circle of madness. Okay. But for now, it's how you get started, and you learn a lot about the people that you love. And your friend circle might change a little bit because you see that people don't, do they really care about you? They won't support you. I'm a very loyal person. I have trouble changing my hairdresser. Okay. I'm very loyal. And so that was something that I had to learn, was that these people that I thought were my friends were not going to help me and they were going to criticize me. Were they really my friends? And I'm like, who needs friends like that? When you got, who needs enemies when you got friends like that, right? And so it taught me through this business, it taught me and it showed me who my real friends were. And then it showed me the type of character that I wanted to surround myself with. And now I can say that the women in my Mary Kay circle, or even my customers and definitely my consultants, are now my new friends. They are the friends that I trust and I value. Iron sharpens iron. And so it was okay when I could say, I don't have to hang out with them anymore. I didn't shove them away, but I didn't give them my valuable time. I just accepted them for what they were, and I made a more casual relationship with that person. And this business has taught me how to look for great friends and how to have great friends. And so a lot of times the people that wanted to criticize my business and not help me, they were jealous because they did not have the courage to go and risk and do something and change their situation. Okay. And so, if a woman's not willing to grow and, if she's not willing to take risks and grow and change a situation, and she's going to stay in that miserable situation, she's only going to become more miserable as she gets older. And I just didn't want to be around people like that. So we've always talked about building to 100 customers. I'm almost finished. So building to 100 customers will always be your sign that you have arrived. Okay? That you have arrived. your new position, what your new position or as a sales director or free car driver will be inside that 100 customer base, that 100 strong customer base. That's what's going to get you everything you want from this business. So you fight for your daily disciplines. You fight for those 2 appointments a week that you're going to hold, 2 parties and some fillers. You fight, fight, fight. You fight for that daily booking attempt, whether you cram it all in, on a Sunday and a Wednesday. It's your baby. You get to create whatever you need in the space that you need to do it in. Fight for the daily discipline. Do the thing that gets you the activity, that gets the activities on your books, on the skill of planting the seeds. Okay, that's what booking is. Booking is the planting. Coaching the classes and cultivating and coaching your classes, taking care of your customers is the cultivating. And then the harvest is holding that party and watching to see what that party does. You guys witness what planting and cultivating does. I talked about, that one party in 2015, January 20, actually, that one call I made in 2015. And then it actually sprouted in January of 2016. And then you guys saw it at our beach retreat where it was the harvest. That was a 5-year span. It doesn't always take that long to see something like that, but you have to let God work, on the skill of planting the seed, cultivating the soil, and then reaping the harvest. Always have 3 irons in the fire at all times: your hot list, your referral list, your facial boxes, your vendor booths, warm chatter if that's your thing, silent hostess, fundraisers. I always had 3 things going, so I always had something to book. If I didn't have somebody to book on that Sunday night or that Wednesday night, oh my gosh, I was going to lose my mind. You must prepare your fields, okay? They're not going to call you. They're not going to come knocking on your door. You have to do it. God said, I will bless your hand, not I will bless your prayers, okay? You must go do the work and give God something to work with. Do your part. Plant, cultivate, and harvest, and God will bring the rain to water those seeds, I promise. But doing those daily disciplines, that daily booking is so important. Holding those 2 parties a week will get you 6 months, I promise, doing that daily discipline. And please read Silent Edge by Jeff Olson. It will change your life, I promise. I'm on my 2nd time now, and I mentioned that in my Boxer the other day. I just got Hudson, the teen version of the Slight Edge, and I'm ordering it for both my boys and both my nieces that are adults. All right, so any questions? Let me stop. I hope this was good for you guys. It's simple. There's no magic to it. It's just mathematical. It's just doing the work. And you guys know that. You're good workers.